Alright, Gerald, you're in the lead with negative 600 points, with Becky Brown and Grandma Linda following close behind. Shakespeare's most iconic love story.
What is Romeo and Juliet?
That is correct! You just won $1 million! Our house is like the best on this show. Nuh-uh, you suck.
Hey, if you fight like this one more time, you're off the show. Everyone, back to your lands.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Dr. Law. This episode is brought to you by yourbodiesblooming.org.
Alright, so we've heard right here on this show that the depressed man here, Romeo, son of Lord Montague himself, has been having issues with his sweet love, Rosalind. Romeo, can you tell us some of the problems you've been facing?
It's tough, man. It's tough. Dr. Law, thank you for having me here, first of all. She'd given herself to Jesus. And I want kids. Like, anything but the choice of virginity in this relationship would be better.
Of course. You know what I think you need to do? Is get over it. She's one with God now. Suck it up, Buttercup.
We'll see you next time on Dr. Law. Come in.
Hey, there's something I need to talk with you about. Your body is going to begin to bloom like a beautiful flower. Now that you're getting close to marriage, of course.
What does marriage have to do with any of this?
Honey, you'll figure out soon. Paris is rearing up to get with you. But if you have any questions, feel free to ask, because all women go through this. If you need help delivering the good talk, go to yourbodiesblooming.org today. Hello, Juliet.
And who might you be?
I'm Paris.
Where are you from?
Verona.
Verona. I'm from Verona too. What do you do for a living?
I'm a count.
Really? That must be so exciting.
That's really fun.
Okay, well, I'll see you inside.
Bye.
Nice to meet you.
Hello there, Juliet.
Who are you?
I'm Romeo.
Oh,
What is this our hands are doing?
why they're touching.
Why don't our lips do so as well?
Smooch!
I discovered that when I married Juliet, I began to do the most wild things that might need life insurance. One of those things being hiding in her garden and looking up at her while she's on her balcony. Our love has never been the same, and I would do anything for her, even if it's creepy.
All right, bakers, you have 1 day left to make celebration bakes for Juliet's wedding. How's it going, serving man number 1?
Terrible. My frittatas aren't done.
Oh no! What about you, serving man number 2?
I need to restart my potatoes.
Good mythical morrow.
I'm Juliet.
And I'm Dr. Fry Lawrence.
Potions have been around since Trump was elected president of the United States. Today, we will try a sleeping potion that will hopefully keep me from marrying Paris.
It's time for Will these liquids cure my sickness of love?
At my first glance, these potions seem delicious.
Well, before we drink them, let's take a look at the ingredients. So I handcrafted these in my cell with many strange and questionable ingredients. None of the ingredients have been confirmed yet, but we have suspicions that the main ingredients were various drugs.
Sounds delicious. Okay, let's drink it and sink it.
It worked!
All right, bakers, there's been a sudden change of events. Juliet is dead. These need to be funeral bakes.
Now I need to change these into funeral potatoes. Where's the black dye?
Commissioner Friar John, did you get the message?
No, I was stopped at the border. They worried I might carry the bubonic plague.
You know who this may mean? Romeo's probably already there. I better head out.
Here, you're gonna need this.
Okay, I'll get there as soon as I can.
And here we see a wild, desperate lover, Romeo, looking for a mate. He has picked up her scent. But as with all things in the wild, this won't be so easy. This is also the mate that Paris has been looking for. Paris is determined to not let anyone take her away. This time, Romeo is lucky.
Welcome to Verona News. We'll start off by talking about the closing of the apothecary.
The prince claims that the apothecary will be closing down due to the selling of illegal poison that has taken place there.
In this security camera footage, you can see a young Montague purchasing the poison from the creepy man that owns the apothecary.
Thankfully, you will never have to see the creepy man again because he has been banished. Unfortunately, the prince has not apprehended the Montague who bought the poison because he can't be identified in the footage. We recommend you check your soup for poison.
Next, we would like to warn you about unreliable mail service due to the plague. We have set up an interview with Friar Lawrence to explain this.
Good afternoon, Friar. We're happy to have you to talk about this important event.
Aye, but I only wish we met with merrier intent. My heart doth not sing with joy over the needeth to spread awareness. There are dire times.
Yes, they are. Now, do you mind explaining what happened?
Alloweth me myself that due to a flawed delivery system, thither hasn't been consequences.
Thither. What the heck does that even mean? So, how dire were these consequences?
I merely did needeth a letter delivered yond would avoideth a coil of situation. However, because of its absence, lives are ought to be at risk.
Well, then, that was unexpected. Anyways, thank you for joining us today. It was lovely to meet you. Back to you down at the studio.
I told you you'd need a dictionary.
Yep, and you weren't wrong. In other news, Juliet's burial has been a moment to remember.
Just this week, Juliet was preparing for a marriage when she was unexpectedly found dead in her bedroom. The nurse says she left Juliet alone temporarily to her own devices and was later found dead.
The causes of her death are still unknown, and investigators are looking diligently for a reason.
Please pray for the Capulet family.
It's just in. One of our reporters was looking into Juliet's death and found both County Paris, the future husband of deceased Juliet, and Romeo of the Montague house.
The reporter said Paris looked as if to be assassinated by Romeo, but the motives of the murder are unknown.
Also on the crime scene, Juliet was found to have climbed out, apparently not dead, and stabbed herself. What a horrific scene.
The Capulets and Montagues now mourn their deaths at the scene. Thank you for joining us, and stay tuned for more updates on this tragic event.
I have something to talk about. Okay. There's something I need to talk with you about. What? Have to do is this get
I can't believe you said
Or in
Am I supposed to be filming?
This is why cameras should be in our eyes.
oh my gosh.
My name's Juliet.
My eyes are red. I can't wear a mesh because it's too revealing, and I'm not concealing my eyes.
Wow, that's really spooky looking, Emmett. Hello, kids. Who wants to learn about math? Math.
Oh wait, what?
Okay, go ahead.
Welcome to Verona News. We'll start off by talking about the closing of the apothecary. One more time. Film a lot.
Substitute the remaining 2 glasses in the
I'm
tray.
filming. Grandma Linda, you need to practice your sleeping.
You won't give up the goldfish.